Hello and welcome to today's St. Christopher's Sports Show. I'm here with Ivy Cheney, Sammy Henneke, William McDermott, Joe Brennan, and Evan Knight. We are going to talk about our respective sports in the St. Christopher's community. Let's start going over varsity lacrosse. Joe.
So over spring break, varsity lacrosse got off to a start. They went down to Durham, North Carolina, and played in the King of Springs tournament, where they dominated and started off the season 2-0. Then they moved on to St. John's and played there, and finished with a score of 9-8. So continuing their undefeated season, and looking to continue that on Friday when they play Episcopal. So basically, they're off to a really strong start. Expectations are high with a lot of commits. You have guys like Porter Lewis, who's going to Army, Walker Wallace, Cornell, Davis Gillenwater going to Mercer, Luke Valentine, and Jack Westfall, who are going to Swanee. So definitely a lot of talent on that team, and even more guys that are looking to receive more offers in the future.
Yeah, so first home game coming up for them this Friday against Episcopal. Episcopal is a pretty good team this year, so it'll be interesting as for the season home opener.
Definitely. The thing that's really been strong with the Saints is their defense has been really solid this year, with a lot of returning players on the front line, and then a really strong keeper with Walker Wallace. Against Durham Academy in the Kings of Spring tournament, when they won 15-1, they didn't allow a single goal with 6 guys on the field, which is extremely impressive. And that offensive attack has been very talented this year.
Yeah, they're scoring a lot of goals and getting it done on the defensive end. So, I mean, it's all the coaches, John Burke and Sherman Horner, can ask for their team.
I think maybe we should move on to varsity baseball. Baseball state champions last year. William McDermott, do you want to talk a little bit about baseball?
Yeah, so baseball definitely not as talented as they were last year, but they still look to defend their state title. They've got a lot of younger guys in Griffin O'Farrell, Jacob Carnley, and Carter Schmidt, who had great games on Friday in their 2-1 win over Nansemond Suffolk. Jacob Carnley had the walk-off hit in the final inning. It was basically a pitching battle with Vizinolik on the mound for the Saints, senior captain. They also had a game on Saturday against Bishop McNamara, and they won 9-3.
While the Saints don't really have as much talent as they have in previous years, I definitely think that they could have an elite season. I mean, they definitely have a lot of talent there to work with. Like you said, some younger guys on that team, and a fair amount of seniors. So it should definitely be interesting this year, and I'm excited to see how it plays out.
Yeah, it'll be interesting moving forward into the next several years. I know my junior class, a lot of players ended up quitting, and I believe there's only five junior players on the team, but there's a lot of younger underclassmen. So
I think a player definitely worth mentioning is Patrick Rutsis, the senior for the Saints, an Old Dominion commit. Got a lot of playing time last year in the state tournament, so it'll be fun to watch him this year.
Yeah, varsity baseball is also going to play on Friday, as well as lacrosse against Altoona.
Should be fun to watch. I'm excited.
Should definitely be an interesting game. Still looking to continue their title defense and moving into prep league play, which is pretty strong prep league this year with teams like Collegiate, who are really talented, with guys going to play the next level in college.
Let's talk a little bit about track with Ivy Cheney.
So as you know, indoor track had a very successful season last year. They won the prep league and state titles, and so they're hoping to win the state and prep league in the outdoor season. We got a lot of new underclassmen. We have Colin Royal and Jaden Smith, who are 2 people to pay close attention to this season. We also got some veterans on the team, such as Elbio Mahondro, Frank Royal. Elbie is committed to UVA, and Frank is committed to UCLA. For tracks, that's very exciting. And we also got guys like Ian Smith on the team, so hopefully we can win another state championship and perhaps a prep league championship as well.
Yeah, the indoor season was extremely successful. Personally, I paid a lot of attention to it, and it was pure dominance through the entire season. During the prep league, they almost doubled the points from the second place team. It was not a close race, and St. Chris was able to do so well because of the depth they have on that team. Like you mentioned with those younger guys such as Jaden Smith and others, they have 10 through 12 amazing runners and amazing talent because personally I think the training is so vigorous and they put a lot of work into it and it really pays off.
Yeah, you're right. Their training is incredible, and like you said, the depth is there, and like with all those guys who are like, fully capable, and then we have some like the swimming guys coming over for track this season, so they're definitely going to add some depth as well. So yeah, I could totally see us winning another state championship this year.
Hopefully.
Let's talk a little bit about golf.
So golf had a really strong team last year. They didn't quite win the state championship, but they had a good performance. The two captains are Ben Cooper and Alex Brown. Ben Cooper is committed to U of R for golf. Last year they had a great team, but this year is kind of a rebuilding year for them. They've got a lot of freshmen and sophomore players who are just not quite there, not quite developed as players, but definitely a lot of potential. Their first match is tomorrow, Thursday, against Norfolk at Norfolk. They're hoping to get a good start to the season, but so far they've just been focusing on match play, preparing those younger guys for some higher pressure environments that they haven't necessarily played in before. So
Yeah, it should definitely be a challenging season for the golf team after losing a lot of talent last year. They lost Clifford Foster, who's now playing at VCU, along with Connor Johnson and Drew Brockwell, who are now at Virginia Tech. So those were three key players or golfers last year for the team, and those are big losses. I mean, it's hard to recover with guys like that were basically carrying the load to just go away.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the younger guys can step up and sort of take place of those older guys. So not a lot of seniors on the team this year, but so it'll be interesting to see the younger guys and a lot of the juniors step up.
Yeah, I mean, there are younger guys like Taylor Jefferson, I know, is a big golfer. Alex Sadid is really looking to come up on the rise. There are some guys that I think have some potential that I'm looking forward to watching.
And then talking to Ben Cooper, he told me a big thing is just trying to change their mindsets in match play. They're not used to the higher pressure environment, and that's something he really has been trying to work with them so far this preseason.
Right, and Sammy Henneke with varsity tennis.
Yeah, so tennis last year they fell a bit short for the state championship. Didn't manage to get it, collegiate ended up winning it. They're losing a couple seniors such as Eli Rhodes and Austin Cashwell, which should be hard to replicate as they're two really good players. But the team is going to be led by captains Joe Beck, who's a senior, and Eli Bemis, a junior, and Alistair Burke, who's also a junior. And their first game is this Friday.
No, I definitely agree that they got some big shoes to fill. Austin Cashwell graduated 2016, but Eli Rhodes, he was one of the better tennis players that St. Chris has ever had. So I definitely agree with your point. Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll just be interesting this season. They didn't quite win states last year, fell to collegiate. It'd be interesting. Guys like Alistair Burke, who plays year round and plays in tournaments all over the country, how they're going to fare in prep league play in states.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see Alistair Burke playing.
Definitely the guy to watch this season for sure.
He's always had that recognition. I think he's been playing on varsity since his freshman year,
I believe
possibly
so.
even 8th grade. He's had a lot of talent and has shown it throughout his career at St. Christopher's and beyond. He's a guy that has played in a lot of tournaments, like you've said, and has just dominated a lot of competition. Another under-the-radar guy that I've really been a fan of watching so far this season is Austin Ford, varsity basketball player who I've played with him.
Three-sport varsity athlete.
He's talented. I'm excited to see him play.
It'll just be interesting to see all the teams so far. They're all doing pretty well in their early games, and be interesting moving forward in the seasons, right, Wes?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, we're going to thank you for tuning in for this STC Sports Show, and we'll be back with another recap soon. Thank you.